They say that your character is truly tested not when you have everything, but when you have absolutely nothing left to give. Today's story is a powerful reminder that the world doesn't always see what you're going through, but sometimes the right person is watching at exactly the right moment. You'll want to see this one until the very end.
Anne was a hard-working mom who loved her little boy Liam more than anything in the world. She once believed in the promise of a happy family life, but things didn't go the way she hoped. One day, Liam got very sick. The doctors said he had a hole in his heart that needed urgent surgery. Anne and her husband were scared. The surgery cost a lot of money, and Liam had to visit the hospital many times. Her husband started to feel very stressed. He didn't talk much anymore, and one day he simply left. He said he couldn't handle everything, and he walked out. He never came back. Anne was heartbroken, but she stayed strong for Liam. She promised herself that she would do whatever it took to get the money for his surgery. She worked 2 jobs every single day. She worked as a waitress at a small restaurant and as a cleaner in the evening. It was very tiring, and her body hurt all the time, but she didn't stop. She used every little bit of money she could save and put it into a small box. On that box, she wrote, "Liam's Surgery Fund." The doctors said Liam needed the surgery soon. Anne dreamed of the day her son could run and play like his mates, but the money she saved still wasn't enough. Some kind friends gave her small loans to help, but it didn't cover the full cost. One night, Anne sat on her bed, holding the box with the saved money. Her hands were shaking. She wanted to cry, but she said to herself, "I have to work harder." Liam needed her.
Even though life was hard, Anne stayed kind. She always smiled at the customers at the restaurant and helped everyone. Some of her coworkers didn't like that. They made fun of her behind her back. They said, "She thinks she's perfect, always helping others." But Anne didn't let their mean words bother her. She believed being kind was more important than being popular. One day, after a very long day at the hospital, Anne came to the restaurant feeling weak and hungry. She hadn't eaten all day. The smell of food made her stomach growl. For once, she decided to buy herself a small meal. She sat down at a table and asked for the menu. Just then, an old man walked in. He looked dirty and tired. His clothes were ripped, and his face looked sad. People stared at him and made faces. Anne's coworkers laughed and whispered mean things about him. But Anne felt sad for him. She stood up and walked to him. He looked scared at first, but Anne gently took his hand. She led him to her table and asked, "What do you need?" The man whispered one word, "Hungry." Anne didn't think twice. She told a waiter to bring the menu. The man picked a full meal, the same one Anne was going to order for herself. Anne ordered it for him. She didn't buy anything for herself, just asked for water. As the old man ate, Anne sat with him and smiled. A coworker joked, "Weren't you going to eat?" Anne calmly said, "I'll just have some water." Her coworkers laughed at her again, saying she wasted her money on a useless old man. Anne stood up and said, "What's funny about helping someone? If I have to drink water so he can eat, that's okay with me." What Anne didn't know was that a man sitting near the entrance had been watching everything. He looked at the old man again and again. Then he got up and went to speak with the restaurant owner. He whispered something, and the owner's eyes grew wide. "That's my boss's father," the man said. "Are you sure?" asked the owner. "Yes," the man said. "We've been looking for him everywhere. My boss is Ethan Caldwell. He's been very worried. I'll call him now. Please don't let the old man leave." Everyone in the restaurant went quiet. The name Ethan Caldwell was known by many. He was a billionaire. People whispered and stared at the old man. Anne looked at him and felt nervous, but she didn't move. Soon, a fancy black car stopped in front of the restaurant. A tall man in a nice suit stepped out and rushed inside. His eyes were full of hope and worry. "Dad," the man said gently. The old man looked up and said, "Son?" They hugged each other tightly. And yes, that was Ethan Caldwell in flesh. He looked so happy and had tears in his eyes. He thanked everyone and then asked, "Who helped him?" The restaurant owner pointed to Anne. Ethan walked up to her, held her hands and said, "Thank you. You don't know how much this means to me. How can I repay you?" Anne felt shy. "It was nothing," she said. But Ethan insisted, "Please, tell me what you need." Anne finally spoke. "I've been saving for my son's heart surgery. That's all I care about." Ethan's face softened. He looked at her kindly and said, "I'll pay for it. Don't worry anymore. And if you need anything else, just ask." Ethan kept his promise. He paid for the full cost of Liam's surgery. He also asked Anne if she had any dreams for herself. She said, "I want to start my own small catering business one day." Ethan smiled and said, "Let's make it happen." With his help, Anne opened her own catering company. Liam had the surgery, and it was a success. He could now play, laugh, and enjoy life like other kids. Anne's business grew, and many people were inspired by her kindness and strength. She had gone through so much, but her kind heart helped her and Liam find a better life. And all of it started with a meal shared with someone in need. Anne's story reminds us that kindness isn't about having a lot. It's about giving when you have nothing at all. You never know whose life you might change with a simple meal or a smile. And sometimes the life you change the most is your own. If this story touched your heart, hit the like button and share it with someone who needs a little hope today. Thanks for watching.